What's going on, Kay? I appreciate that. Oh, can you hear me? Yeah, I appreciate that, Kay. No problem. All right, let's see. Okay, good. We do have mic volume. Just started stream. I'm going to let some people get in here. Move my chat over so I can see it better. This is going to be a quick stream, about 30 minutes. I got to go out to dinner with my family, with the kids. And then I'll be back on likely later tonight around 8 to 9 o'clock for a couple hours probably like 9 to 11. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about with what's going on in the tropics. We have a tropical storm, another potential tropical storm in less than a week in the Eastern Pacific. We have a potential tropical cyclone forming next week in the Caribbean. There's a lot to go on tropics-wise, and we've got a tornado warning currently, or at least it says we have a radar-indicated tornado.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Interesting. Where is this on radar? It's not on Radar Omega. That's very interesting. Is this? Let me try refreshing this because that is strange. Okay, North Carolina. Okay, so it's saying South Carolina. I don't see this. Radar Omega, and these should both be synced up. 19 active alerts, 29 active alerts. It's not going to give. Interesting. Very interesting. Which is incorrect, Radar Omega or the overlay? What's going on, MK? 54. All right, the timing is correct. My overlay is going off of Central Time. This doesn't happen. You for anyone in here, you notice that I have 8 active severe thunderstorm warnings and a tornado warning on my overlay, but then Radar Omega, if I open it, says 11 active severe thunderstorms, storm warnings, and no tornado warnings. Typically, they are perfectly synced. I don't know which one is lying right now. It's kind of impossible to tell. Let me actually go over to, you know what? It's not impossible to tell. Let's go over to what's going on weather-wise. How about that? Okay, no, Radar Omega's wrong because weather-wise has that tornado warning as well. And 8 active severe thunderstorm warnings. So both of those, yes. So this is why I like my overlay because what you're seeing on the overlay with the thunderstorm warnings, with the tornado warnings, 19 active alerts, that's correct. If I were just going off of Radar Omega, I wouldn't see this tornado warning. Now, Radar Omega usually is perfectly synced, so I don't know what's going on with their servers or whatever right now. But like I said, this rarely happens that Radar Omega doesn't pick something up. But they get it directly from the NWS too. But both WeatherWise and my overlay have it. And I think if I went to NOAA, it would show something similar as well. I mean, I can literally go on to, just to confirm, I can go on to Pivotal, and I can go into active alerts, forecasts, NWS hazards. I believe I can go into active alerts. Let's see here. Will it tell me how many? Warnings and advisory. Let's go to NOAA. Very weird. All right, guys, we're going to get started in just a second. We got some tropical activity to talk about and some severe weather currently ongoing. There is a radar indicated tornado in and around Chesterfield, South Carolina, and Lancaster, South Carolina. So, but let me just look at something really quickly. Now let's go to NOAA SPC. Watches. Okay, we've got mesoscale discussions, new mesoscale discussions. Okay. We've got hazards. Oh, they don't even have... This is interesting. Why don't they even... Yeah, active alerts. Not working. Okay. Well, something might be going on with the NWS. Yeah, something's going on with the NWS. Tornado. Okay, no, there it is. National Weather Service does have this radar indicated tornado. You can see right here. So, yeah, my overlay is correct. And weather-wise is correct.
New information.
But radar Omega
this severe
is incorrect
thunderstorm warning
right now,
has been updated.
which is why it's good to have backup alert systems. So I'm glad that's working. All right, anyways, what's going on, guys? Let's get into this. This could be a quick 30-minute stream. I'm going to talk about what's going on in the tropics. We have a tropical storm right now, and then I'll take your guys' questions too. We have a tropical storm right now, Tropical Storm Alvin in the Eastern Pacific. Here's the U.S. Eastern Pacific. 50-mile-per-hour sustained winds. Expected to strengthen a little bit more, I believe. We have a tropical discussion. Nothing significant. We're not going to have. I mean, we could have some pretty good tide. This is expected to move up and potentially make landfall in southern Baja Peninsula. And then we've got about a 30% chance for another tropical system to develop right to the south of it within, let's get this back. Yeah, here we go here. Within the next 7 days. Could have another one right behind it. Oh, and by the way, this area right here is a little bit concerning. Let me pull up my pen. Magic marker. This area right here is a little bit concerning because this convection energy is likely going to float up into the Caribbean. We're entering an MJO phase 7 and 8 very shortly. MJO, Madden-Julian Oscillation. It is a large area of moisture, energy, convection, whatever you want to call it, that circles basically the globe from the eastern coast of Africa all the way out through the western Atlantic every 30 to 60 days. When the MJO is sitting over this region of the world, we're around phase 7 and 8. So when the MJO is out here, as you can see, when the MJO is out here, this is kind of 7, we'll call it 7, 8 of the MJO, roughly. That brings a lot of moisture, energy, convection out into this region. That combined with our convection bubble that already wants to float up to the north.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Our above average waters out here. I just posted a video about it, and I said it's still not super likely to happen, but models are picking up potential tropical cyclogenesis somewhere here. Why does it keep changing the size of my circle without me doing anything? Somewhere here in the Caribbean, potentially late next week, and they have right now the GFS has a hurricane making landfall in Florida and moving up into the States. I don't think that's going to happen. It's very far out. If that were to happen and the GFS saw that out at 250 hours, I'd be astonished. So don't worry about that. But I do think the possibility of some sort of tropical system trying to get itself together next week is possible. Does it go off into the ocean? Does it go off into the west? Does it dissipate? Does it get sheared off? All those are up in the air. But again, an active 7-8 MJO phase, warm waters, convection that wants to float up to the north. The Euro and the GFS sees that part of it.
New information.
We need to pay attention down to the Caribbean. This could be an early start.
Has been updated.
This could be an early start to our hurricane season. We've already got one storm. I think we're probably going to see this second storm form. I think the only reason they don't have it at 50% or over is because it's still about 7 days out. But I wouldn't be surprised if we had 3 tropical systems if we got through our first 3 names very early on in the season. Now, we do have different. This is Pacific season. This is Atlantic season. But you guys get what I'm talking about. So that's very interesting. That's very interesting, at least to me.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
Yeah, and here's our tropical storm. There it is. So that's what's going on with that. Really quickly, and then I'll start answering questions. We do have some bad weather going on. Okay, radar Omega caught up. Radar indicated tornado warning. What is going on here? Radar indicated tornado warning. Let me make sure everything's good. Yeah. Radar indicated tornado warning out here in northern South Carolina, just to the north of Lancaster,
a new
to the west
severe
of
thunderstorm warning has been issued.
What's going on stream? Nice. I'll call you back. Oh, wait. Well, no, I'll call you back. So let's take a look at this. Do we see any rotation in here? Yeah, there's a little bit of a couplet there, guys. So I'd pay attention to this. We've got a little something moving through here. Not too impressive, but I've seen less impressive couplets where we've actually literally had a tornado on the ground. So I'd pay attention here, moving out to the east towards Beaufort, Pageland, Taxahall, if that's how you pronounce it. And then we do have some other severe weather going on out here in the east.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
God, we're just getting them all over the place right now. A lot of West Virginia, up in Western Virginia. And then down here, South Carolina, central South Carolina, and then up over near Augusta, we've got nothing too crazy. I don't think we have any no considerable severe thunderstorm warnings right now, meaning these are your typical P to quarter size hail, 60 plus mile per hour gusts. They can be damaging. They're typically not going to be. What's going on, B? What's going on, Yali? They're typically not. I said B and then I saw your name. They're typically not going to be super damaging or life threatening if you're inside and you're aware of what's going on. But that tornado warning we do want to watch out for: Lancaster, South Carolina, Chesterfield, South Carolina. We do have, and I talked about this in my video today too. By the way, I hate posting videos about the severe weather event like as it's ongoing or like an hour before.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
I'm going to try to start posting these videos in the morning so you can wake up and be like, okay, now I know before I go to work what our severe weather threat is for today. With my schedule, it's just been impossible to post these things in the morning, but I'm just going to have to, I have a way around it. So I'm going to start posting these, creating and posting them late at night for the next day, or waking up early and getting it out early in the morning. Because before I made content, I liked when the people I followed had that content out. Like I would listen to it on the way to work, stuff like that. So I knew what was going on for the day, what the weather was like for the day. I just post my video about today's severe weather and it's already ongoing, and I feel bad about that. So that'll be fixed. But yeah, I want to say in my video, we did see some pretty strong, and our energy helicity index out here in Eastern North Carolina, Eastern Virginia, the Mid-Atlantic was pretty good. Helicity, that's a lot of turbulent, violently rotating air. Just think about it like that. Our energy helicity index was pretty high here. Our upper level low is right here. Sometimes you get a higher helicity up here, but you get higher vorticity on the tail. Better spin on the tail, but more violent spin up near the upper level low. So even though we have this tornado down here, I do think actual tour chances as we move through the day will be higher up here to the north. Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, central to southern Jersey, and southeastern PA, including Philadelphia, and then Raleigh, Durham, Greenville.
Warning: a new special marine warning has been issued.
But everyone out here needs to pay attention right now. Let me actually look at what their tour threat is. Yeah, you see they have this tour threat going north here, so that's the northern side. Even though the enhanced is down here, the enhanced is wind driven. So if we pull up our wind-driven threat, and I'm going to answer your questions now, guys, but pull up our wind-driven threat, that's what's driving the enhanced threat that we have today, not the tornado. I always think it should be tornado-driven because tornado is the most severe thing that we can see. That's a whole nother topic, but that's a wind-driven risk down there. Our tornado risk is actually on the northern side of or our greatest tornado risk is on the northern side. Like I said, we have one tornado warning right now. It is in South Carolina, northern South Carolina, Lancaster. Or Lancaster out to Pageland. All right, what's going on, chat? What's going on, chat? I'll get back. I can answer questions on the Tropics too. I know we started off with that. Yelling B, I appreciate you. West tornadoes tonight. Let's see what they got over New Mexico. I've been really paying attention to the southeastern threat. As you can see, this is where the most significant stuff is currently ongoing. But sometimes weird stuff happens in these other zones. We got to pay attention to them. Do we even have a tour risk out there? We don't. But guess what? We had a couple tornadoes in northern central Georgia. Was it yesterday? And they didn't even have they weren't even in a 2% tour risk. So you have a marginal risk out here in eastern New Mexico. It's possible.
New information.
It's always
this severe thunderstorm warning has
with
been
these
updated.
Thunderstorms. Likely to be violent? No. Gaming, what's going on? You're in Lancaster, South Carolina. What's going on? They dropped it, I think, actually. They just dropped the tornado warning. Or, no, you know what? They didn't. Sorry. It's here. We just looked into it. It expires in 9 minutes. I think they might let this expire. I would still be careful. This is to the north of Lancaster, and it's moving out to the east. So it's likely out here to the northeast of Lancaster already. There's a little bit of rotation in this cell. Not a big sign of a tornado on the ground, but better safe than sorry. I think they may let this tornado warning expire, but we'll stay on top of it. Doesn't look like it's on the ground, but you got to be careful there, and you got to be aware of what's going on around your area. Let's see here. Do you know if it could be like a Cat 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Yeah, if you're talking about, listen. Well, I'll show you what the GFS is showing right now, but you guys really need to take it with a grain of salt here because it's pretty far out. Aaron Burke, extend it to a 6-month. Wow. Aaron, thank you, Aaron, for the sub. renewal. Really quickly, let's actually go into tropical tidbits. I'm going to go in here. Like I said, this is going to be like a 30-minute stream, and then I'm going to get on at around 9, probably 9 to 10, 9 to 11. I don't have other stuff to do tonight. So there's my son coughing up a storm outside. Tropical tidbits. Okay, let's go into... Don't choke, buddy. Here we go. Let's make it a little bigger. What the heck? Hello? There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I want. Here we go. 00Z of the GFS. There is your first tropical cyclogenesis in the Eastern Pacific. We're talking about 150 hours out. This is June 6th. So this is potentially around next Thursday to Friday. A week, less than a week away. And then, boom, you have your second tropical cyclogenesis at or around next Friday or Saturday. Again, about 7 days away, potentially. Big if. We are talking about 180 hours about out. Now, the GFS is not bad at seeing that tropical... When I say tropical cyclogenesis, it's as simple as tropical. It's in the tropics. Cyclo, it's a cyclone. Genesis, it's the beginning of the tropical cyclone. It's the initiation of it. So tropical cyclogenesis is just a word for the tropical system is born. But the GFS is pretty good at seeing tropical cyclogenesis within 200 hours out. I'm not going to lie. Intensity, direction-wise, it's horrible at that. But all models are horrible at that. So I'm paying attention to this. As I said earlier, we're going into the MJO Phase 7, Phase 8. So, you know, like I said, it's a every 30 to 60 days, this massive ball of... Oh, wait, I couldn't see it. What was that? What was that noise? Oh, you guys... Wait, could you guys hear that? Wait. Oh, I know what it was. I have to do this. I know what it was. I know. My notification wasn't up for it. What the heck? Oh, that's fine. I'll fix it. All right, let me get back to... Oh, wait, why aren't these synced? There we go. I got notifications and voice to talk on for donations and stuff like that. So, but it clearly something went wrong. Okay. Anyways, so could this happen? Yes. MJO Matt and Julian oscillation every 30 to 60 days.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
It's a ball of moisture convection that travels around the globe, starting in East Africa, ends up 7 and 8 around the Eastern Pacific into the Gulf and into the Caribbean. And we already have moisture that wants to float up into the Caribbean, very warm waters. So if this storm does form out in the Eastern Pacific, we'll also have some of that moisture ejecting out into the east. This can actually help with this storm as well. It's going to be stealing some of that moisture as well. There's a lot of things playing in the favor of potential tropical development down here. I still wouldn't give it greater than like a 20 or 30% chance. But it's there. Now, the latest GFS, yes, it pulls it up. It puts it in Florida as a Cat 1, Cat 2. This would be not a great situation, obviously. It's not even a believable model, though, because it shows it making landfall as 976 and then coming off the coast as a 980. It's not going to lose just 4 millibars of pressure going over the whole state of Florida, so this is unrealistic. Then it has it making landfall and go into the Carolinas as a Cat 1, Cat 2. The odds that this happens, it's not going to happen. Like this, it's not going to happen. I explained in my video, there's a million things that can happen. We might not even see this thing develop. We might see it go out into the open ocean. We might see it curl off here. We might see a ton of wind shear destroy this. But with the scenario we have with our MJO warm waters and all of this convection bubbling up into the Caribbean over the next week, it's something to keep in the back of your mind. There's things that are favorable for it. So that's what's going on with that. When is it expected to storm in Chicago? I think we already have storms rolling into there now, no? Just to the north, we have some moisture floating in. I don't know that it's going to get too bad up there. I know they had you guys in a marginal today. Let's quickly look at our latest HRRR. Let's see here. Actually, I'm going to pull up.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Let's track this storm on my other screen. Where that tornado warning is. It's not looking too bad right now, though. probably gonna call this off. Expires in 3 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna extend that one. That's moving past Lancaster or Beaufort. Yeah, HRRR up here in the Chicago region. It does have some potential spicy storms moving in at around midnight, but nothing crazy looking. Nothing crazy looking for you guys. So you're in that little bit of a marginal risk. So we'll watch late into the evening, early into the morning. But other than that, maybe just some showers right now is not looking too bad. If some of those cells do move over to the west, we could have some severe weather very late into the night in Chicago. Just found your channel and enjoying your helpful info. Teresa, I really, really appreciate that. I appreciate the positive feedback. Can you look at South Jersey? Thanks for all you do. Yeah, of course I can. Cheese. South Jersey, look at that. We are in 5% tour risk for today. We've got obviously some active severe weather out to the west. If we did take a look at our latest HRRR model, Confused Blonde, I appreciate you. Here we go. Latest HRRR model here does have these storms, really approaching as we get into around 8. Maybe not even until 9, 10 o'clock tonight. It's going to be mid to late evening. We have these storms rolling in. There is tornado potential. There is damaging wind and hail potential. Really looks like most of central to southern Jersey, as we get into 11, is probably going to be experiencing that bad weather. I always say these storms, the speed, they speed up, they slow down a little bit sometimes. So I'd say mid to late evening, 8 to midnight, we're going to have to see when those start moving through central to southern Jersey. But yeah, you're in a 5% tour risk. So that's a 2 out of 5 risk for tornadoes. That just means there's a 5% chance that anywhere in this box here, anywhere in this circle here in central to southern Jersey, there's a 5% chance that there will be a tornado on the ground within 25 miles of any point. Only a 5% chance, and it's within 25 miles of any point, but it's there. So just best to be alert. But nothing obviously not I wouldn't consider it a major threat. Just
new information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
What's the chance of tornado in the Triad, North Carolina today, please? Yeah, you guys are in that 5% up here. Durham, Raleigh region. You guys are in that 5% risk. And, you guys have some storms already moving through. I think the line of storms we're going to worry about, I think we do have another round you can see right behind it at around 6 to 7 p.m. So probably not out of the woods until we get into around 7 to 8 p.m. tonight. Then things are going to really look up for you as we get into the mid to late evening. You guys should be fine. MK, I appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, Teresa, I'm going to have to fix that. I'll figure it out. Could I see severe weather in Long Island? Not impossible. I'd say
new information.
Heavy downpours are more likely than severe weather, though.
Warning has been updated.
Yeah. Mexico, yeah, I mean, we're watching the storm down here. Here you go. We can take a look at the latest GFS on here. We'll go to global GFS. Actually, we can take a look at the hurricane model on here, actually. Now that it's a tropical storm, we'll go to the HWRF. There we go. Alvin. HWRF Hurricane Weather Research and Forecasting Model, HWRF. This is a good model, and yeah, this model takes info directly from, those probes that are dropped into the storm from hurricane hunters. So this is good data. Has it moving up? It has a weakening into a tropical depression quickly and then making landfall in the southern tip of the Baja Peninsula. Now, it looks like it's going to run into a lot of shear, likely, because the waters are pretty warm here. Likely, this is the result of a lot of wind shear. So a lot of upper-level winds pushing across western central New Mexico, southern Baja Peninsula. And so all this convection that's trying to create a tight spin around that center low pressure of Tropical Storm Alvin is just going to be sheared away. It's going to be basically the storm. Yeah, this is, it's only a tropical storm right now. It's early in the season. I can show you guys right now. I can go in and show you our shear models, but it's just not going to be strong enough to withstand the shear. If this was a little bit stronger, if this thing could have got up to a Cat 2, Cat 3 and moved into this environment, sometimes it'll push right through that basically shear boundary, but it's likely not going to be too bad. It's going to be a lot of rain for someone. Let me actually take a look at what's going on here. Let's go to Pivotal, and let's look at our global GFS 2 to 850 millibar shear, and let's push out into the Eastern Pacific, I mean. There it is. There it is. Here's Tropical Storm Alvin. You see this big red area here? This is very strong. Mid to upper level shear. This is moving into a zone that is not favorable or conducive for any further development, but is actually favorable for, it wouldn't be development. It's, this thing's going to get torn to pieces up here. So I'm not too worried about that, but we'll keep tracking it. Now, the storm beneath it that they're giving about a 30% chance in the next 7 days of forming down here, that's going to move up to the north. I think we're going to have a pocket this year that dissipates as this thing moves to the north and west. So I'm more concerned with that one. And then again, we're starting to see an opening in the Caribbean out here for tropical development, which is why we are watching that potential tropical development about 7 to 8 days away from now in the Caribbean, moving north towards the States. Potential, big potential. I mean, not big potential, but potential in caps. English language hard for me, guys. Is the tropical storm going to hit California? No. No. Your waters are too cold. Your waters are too cold. There's been one in history. Let me explain why California never gets tropical systems, even though they're the same latitude as everyone out here that does get hurricanes and tropical storms all the time. In the Atlantic, here's our equator. This is, of course, the warmest water on the planet along the equator, other than like ocean water, because the Gulf and the Indian Ocean, there's seas with warmer water. Our warm water goes like this, and then it cycles up the coast. So we have very warm water along the east coast of the U.S. So these storms, it's the main fuel. Warm water is literally, for these hurricanes, what gasoline is to cars. It's the fuel. The problem is, so that's how our currents go here. By the way, that's why Europe has no weather compared to the U.S. Like very little severe weather, because their ocean is so cold here. You're not getting a ton of convection. Well, guess what? The oceans move the same way out in the Pacific. So the warm water goes up the coast of Asia. That's why they have a tropical season. And then here, your Arctic water gets pushed down along the coast of California. So you have freezing water here, warm water here, warm water here. So the eastern parts of these continents see tropical action and the western sides don't. And then, the same is true of down here. So water's, everything's spinning the opposite direction. So this thing making it up to California would be next to impossible. Could you look at Tennessee for Wednesday, please? Oh, by the way, that's also why we have a desert out here, because of the cold ocean waters. It all has to do with the temperature of the ocean and why we're all green out here. The ocean temperatures and currents are responsible for all of our weather and all of our climates on planet Earth. Literally the temperature of the oceans. Is it at least going to be a depression? Well, I think we're going to get a tropical storm out of the one down here that wants to form. Let me quickly show you guys the satellite. What time is it? It's not going to show me the whole thing. I'll show you on a different map. Let me get back here and just really quickly. Yeah, Chicago between 11 to 1 a.m. tonight could have some bad storms rolling through. It's not looking too bad right now, though. Okay, I have this back up here. Yeah, let me. What was I about to do? Oh, I was about to go back to. Here we go. Pivotal. Or tropical tidbits. So satellite imagery. Atlantic. Yeah. So again, here's Tropical Storm Alvin. Here's our potential next storm right here. Tropical storm right here. Here's the convection we're worried about moving off to the north. Notice lots of wind shear through this corridor. A little bit through here, a little bit through here, but there's a pocket in here. There's opportunity for this storm to form, for this convection to form into a tropical cyclone. And if it does, well, I'm not going to get there yet, but, we'll see. I think, and I talked to Matt about this, Sunday, Monday, I think we're going to have a good understanding this Sunday. Monday, we'll have a good understanding. Possibly as early as this Sunday, we'll be able to know what our tropical development chances are in the Caribbean and if there's any threat to the states. Right now, it's too soon. Broken Halo and Chex Mix Goral. I appreciate that. No, please talk about it. Someone's going to clip me and be like, this guy's fear-mongering hurricanes. Talking about the possibilities. Let's see. Anything for Owensboro, Kentucky? And you guys are looking pretty quiet for a little bit. A little bit of convection bubbling over you today, but not looking too bad. If we do take a look at our severe weather outlook, you can see here, you know where our severe weather outlook is today. Southeast, Mid-Atlantic's our biggest threat. Tomorrow, central eastern Kansas, most of Oklahoma, including OKC in the middle of that slight. I think you might go enhanced. And north central Texas, including the DFW. You guys need to pay attention. You're all in categorical to slight risk. Day 3 doesn't look too bad. Maybe southeastern. Maybe Houston gets involved there with some severe weather. Maybe a slight. So we've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday. We already have slights in our day 4, day 5. These are going to have the opportunity to go enhanced or moderate.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
They've been downtrending next Monday or Tuesday. The trough has been de-amplifying. But we have a day 4, day 5 slights. These are obviously way more rare to get than your day 1 through 3. So that's another thing we have to pay attention to. Talk about the hurricane. All right. I got to get off because I got to go to B-dubs, and I'm going to be on later, probably around 9 to 11 for about 2 hours to talk a lot about this stuff. But I'll leave you with this. Okay, so let's go back to the Western Atlantic. Here's our latest GFS model run. One second, put this into motion. Here's our latest GFS model run. We're looking at possible tropical cyclogenesis. Possible, guys. Okay, this is not a sure thing. We are talking 180 plus hours out. GFS during hurricane season down here in the tropics, it does pretty well with seeing possible development 200 hours out. But this model misses, this model misses as well. So this is about next Friday, Saturday. We're only about a week away. The MJO cycle is going to be good. The shear in the Caribbean looks low. We've got a bunch of moisture moving up into the region. I'm 50-50 on if this thing forms. I'm 50-50. Probably 40-60. 40 it does, 60 it doesn't. But if it does, here's what this run has it doing. Tomorrow, GFS might not even see this. I'm telling you. But I see why. I understand what's going on in the environment and why it sees it now. And I can sort of agree with it. It moves north. It moves north, right? And wants to make landfall in Florida's Cat 1, Cat 2, and then move up as a hurricane through the Carolinas. Will that happen? Again, the odds of this exact thing happening are extremely low. Extremely low. I think the environment's conducive for a tropical storm or a tropical cyclone, though, in the Caribbean over the next 2 weeks, maybe next week. So that's as much as I'll say right now. These things are going to change, and I don't believe the models.
Warning, a new special marine
You got to look
warning
at
has been
look at the atmospheric conditions and stuff that are going on too. I believe the models at a certain point. Cindy and Rob,
Warning,
Blaine,
a new
I
special
appreciate you
marine
guys.
warning has
Okay,
been
guys,
issued.
I'm going to be on a little bit later. I'm sorry, this is a quick stream. I'll be on about 9 to 11 Eastern tonight. So 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. So 8 to 10 Central, that type of stuff. Got to go get some dinner, do some other stuff. But if you guys are in here for the first time, I post video updates. So I talk about it in my video I posted today. I post videos every single day on what's going on, tropics, whatever it is, winter storm, severe weather, everything in the U.S. weather-wise. And I stream every day. And if you become a member on YouTube or a subscriber on Discord, you get access to, a member on YouTube, a subscriber to my TikTok, you get access to my Discord where we have live and daily updates and a ton of weather enthusiasts in there hanging out and talking. So it's a good time. I appreciate all you, and I will see you on a little bit later. I did post a video about all the stuff I'm talking about right now, though, so if you want to check that out, it'll probably answer a lot of your questions. I have to get off. My son, my little 2-year-old son is going to rip my head off if I don't get him to B-dubs and get him his mac and cheese right now. So to save my life, I have to get off. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on, like I said, 9 to 11 Eastern later on. See you.